to nothing you're telling me.
But even if it's the truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know you.
Yeah. It's an
And I don't
immediate
care about
rejection.
your truth.
Yeah.
What's mobbing? You in the field with Trackstarz. This is 7, and I just want y'all to stay focused, stay mobbing, and God bless you, man.
All right, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, this episode is sponsored by the Anaxis Conference. This is going down August 10th. You do not want to miss it. You definitely want to be in the building. It's going to be at the actually Rockville Center in New York. So Trackstarz are going back to New York. Second year in a row, right? Second year in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, second year in a row.
It sounds so different now.
Huh?
It is.
So different now.
It is. Talking about what the New York.
No, I'm talking about the line is.
Yeah, I didn't do them.
You said, you didn't do them?
No.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
They sound great.
Hit refund on that paper. I'm just kidding now. But no, actually, it's going to be a great opportunity for artists to come out to get inspired, get equipped, and get access. So you definitely want to be there. August 10th through the 11th. You can find them on www.imbc.nyc.com. Also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram the same.
All right, so we're going to do a quick noteworthy. And you guys know what noteworthy is? Have you seen that segment? It's basically where people write in anonymous letters to us, to listeners, right? So we don't know who they are, don't know anything. They're just talking. All right. This one is called Personal Truths. I don't know if this is a noteworthy or not. Maybe it's just some conversation for some banter. Here's my dilemma. People argue that everyone has their own truth. And I understand that you can have your own feelings about something, and although they differ, they can both be valid. However, if that truth is based on a lie, conflicting objective reality, does that person have the right to feel a certain way? For instance, if you told me a lie and I got happiness from it, the happiness would be fine considering it is what I believe. Here's the issue. Does this apply to transgenders? They feel a certain way despite the objective reality, except for the genetic exceptions. But how do we say this is wrong if this is truly how they feel? I'm not a supporter of the transgender idea, but I thought the concept was interesting. Could you talk about this conundrum, the idea of validating personal truths? You don't have to keep it to anything specific at all, and also biblical references would be nice as well. I feel it would be a fun topic. Personal truths. What you think?
Everybody say,
I think it's I think it's a tough situation. I mean, bottom line is the truth is the truth. But
is it though?
I mean,
Don't listen to him. He's just starting
no.
stuff.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, you know, if you didn't grow up in, let's say, Christianity, then that what is true to you. You know, and so if we keep it there, as in, you know, kind of your background, the way you were raised. I mean, if murdering is a sin, that's true, right? Yes. But if somebody grew up in a culture where murdering was, you know, just a way of life, that's true to them. Murdering ain't no sin to them. So I think that's kind of, there's several lines you can double dutch over in a conversation like that.
And I was wondering in a situation because, okay, cool. So for somebody, their personal truth is, I'm a woman. Does that make sense? Yeah. But there's difference between transgenders that pass and transgenders that don't pass. And so the ones who don't pass have like a different situation. When I say pass, I mean that they're a man, but they look more like, you know, a woman to most people, so nobody trips about it. You feel what I'm saying? And so for those people who don't pass, when you look at them, you see a dude.
Caitlyn Jenner.
You know what I mean? Okay. So so when you see this guy, right, and you're talking to them, and to you, your truth at that moment is, this is a dude, and I know it's a dude. Right. So when I say to say stuff to him, I may say, yes, sir, no, sir. Right. Does that make sense? Yeah. But to them, their personal truth, right, what they believe is that I am a woman, so address me as such. Right? And it becomes a fine line to kind of go with. Now, I feel like I have to deal with this a little bit as a professor, right? And so some people have told me about ways to address students if they're, you know what I mean, if they self-identify as something, right? Versus, you know, the way, what I believe to be true based on what I'm seeing in front of me. Yeah. Does that make sense? And it becomes tough. It becomes extremely tough. And so I'm even figuring out ways to address those individuals, right? Because I need to figure that out before it's a situation that's in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I don't know how to deal with somebody whose personal truth is one thing, right? But what you see is something completely different.
Well, I think the problem we're having is there is only one truth. Okay, so basically the truth is, personal truth is basically my point of view versus your point of view versus yours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is there's only one point of view that matters. Mm-hmm. The problem is not everybody agrees.
Yeah.
We believe that the only point of view that matters is God's point of view. He decides what's true and what's false, what's good, what's bad, what's that, and what's that. It's just that everybody on the planet doesn't agree that God's truth is the truth, or that he even is truth. Right. So the thing is that regardless of whether they agree or not, it is still true or false.
Here's my question. Even in God's truth, how do I address you? Like, that's
the question. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
So
Where'd I go with
the problem is, yes, hopefully we all believe that there is a truth, regardless of what people feel or don't feel or whatever, right? The problem is, whose job is it to tell people that they're not living the truth, right? Is it my job to come up to you and say, you're living a lie, dude? Is that my job? I think a lot of Christians do believe that it's my job to go to every single person I know, every person on the internet, and tell them, you're living a lie. Yeah. You're lying. But you're living a lie.
Is that's biblical though? Because you think about David. When David was in his situation, the prophet came to him and was like, "Yo, you that man."
Yeah. It was the prophet's job, though. It wasn't like the handmaid's job. Be like, "Yo, David, I saw what you did."
But it was still somebody that
because the walls were thin back then, and everybody knew what he did. But it was, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nope. Yeah, everybody coming to him and say that.
So keep going, because he wanted whoever this is wanted biblical stuff. Who's the prophet?
When he was the prophet, right?
Who was the prophet that came to him?
I mean, I don't know.
The angel of the Lord, right?
No.
Are you talking about Samuel? Is that who we're talking about?
No, I'm talking about David. Like when David was in sin,
who came to him?
It was a prophet that came to him.
Who?
The Nathan. I said the Nathan.
Okay. Whoever.
I don't know his name. But I'm just saying.
Y'all about to make the Christian audience very mad.
Yeah. They in there. Right?
They didn't read their Bible.
That's why I'm gonna have it out here.
Because I'm like.
No, but a prophet came to him and revealed his sin, because he was like.
But this is where I'm going. The reason I'm asking is, was the prophet a stranger?
Think about Mary.
I believe it was a stranger.
Was it a stranger? Can somebody? And there was a lot of people in here. Start doing your thing.
It wasn't like,
because that's important
but
to where I'm going.
But the thing is also is that the prophet was connected to God. So this is another Christian, this is another godly figurehead coming to another godly person. So we're saying that it isn't our job to get out there. I mean, I'm agreeing that it's the Christian's job to go out there and help your brother, your sister in Christ that's in that place. But I can't get on the internet and go to somebody who's living outside of what I believe and just start posting stuff on their Facebook and Twitter page.
No, I get that. But I'm saying from another believer to another believer.
Well, yeah, you got to say
if God reveals something to you.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Which believer to which believer, right? So we all do this internet thing, right? Yeah. We're talking about people over the internet that most of them that we don't know.
Yeah. Is
it our job to tell the person we don't know, hey man, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're not living right, you're not living right? Is that our job?
No, it's not. Or it's not our responsibility, I guess, that if the question comes up, if he says, hey, Jay, I'm doing this, is it wrong? Then at that point, it is my job then to give the truth. But to another believer, if I see things that aren't lining up, no, it is not my job to tell them, yo, you're not living this life right.
But I think it is.
It's Nathan.
Yeah. I think it is.
I just paid attention in church.
I knew it was Nathan.
Okay.
But I don't want to tell everybody.
I got confused with Mary. I'm all off.
You thought it was Nate.
All off the grid.
You thought it was Nate, not Nathan.
I know Nate.
So I need my researchers to find this for me. Did David know Nathan?
Yeah, he knew Nathan.
So that's my point.
But it also says the Lord. It also says
but did he know he killed that man's wife?
It says the Lord sent Nathan.
But it doesn't matter.
I know, I'm all over the place.
It says the Lord sent Nathan.
My point is,
Nathan didn't just decide, hey man, I'm going to go talk to
This wasn't
David.
like a random person to David. This was his job.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be here to do that for me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right? So I'm just wondering if we kind of get out of pocket as Christians, especially with the internet, where we start, even if it is another brother, if we start throwing our advice to people that didn't ask.
Right.
No, I think that's incorrect. I think you have to, like, okay, it's one thing, like we've seen this happen, right, where somebody from y'all's last church put something out on Facebook, and we all were like, "Whoa, let's get into this comment feed because you asked the question," right?
From our last church?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's way too inside baseball, man.
Yes. Anyway, so all I'm saying is, like, we all jumped on this Facebook. We all jumped on this Facebook feed to try to help this person understand what they just said, right? So
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
I was there and I don't know.
Yeah.
I went to this church.
it was you that brought the comment to my attention, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Are you talking about the
You might as well
podcast
just
that
say
the
it,
person?
man. Nobody cares about them. Good. What happened?
I mean, we
can't
know the
say
person
that.
very well, so I can't say.
Yeah,
it
let's
very
drop that joint, man.
Nah.
Like, what's good?
But all I'm saying is they put it out there on Facebook for other people to make the assumption and comment. That's what I'm saying.
So y'all-
yeah, randomly, no, you can't just go up
If
on
somebody
somebody's
asks,
page.
if they have a
ask,
general like, hey, what do
Yeah.
you think about what I'm doing right now?
Yeah.
Then it's open.
exactly.
So if somebody comes to anybody at this table and really says something that, yo, God told me XYZ, and it's like nobody would
You live in the lie.
nobody would know that except for you, and you'd be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, would nobody accept that, or would that be like too spooky, or would that be?
I ain't gonna lie to
I
you.
got a
If somebody
question.
walked up to me straight up and was like, "Man, I know about your sin, brother. God sent me to tell you that you need to stop overeating," and I'm like, straight up, this is something I've decided to tell you. Right? Like, I may have to be forgiven for what I say. Is that the best way to put that?
Yeah,
So if somebody came up to you and said
Brother, I
something
see
crazy,
you, brother. Like,
that gluttony is too
Yeah.
much. You'd be like, that's it.
I don't know how I would respond. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know that the response would not be one that's like in love. I don't know how to respond in love to somebody saying,
I'll show you how to respond before.
So we run out of time for this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just have a quick question. So this has happened to me before, right? Where someone called out my sin, but it wasn't my sin. But they were like, "God told me to tell you," and I'm like, "But I don't have that problem, so you're not talking to
the
me."
wrong message.
It's the wrong message. And they were like, "Okay, I could have been wrong." What do you do at that point when someone calls you? When,
You just
know
walk
what I mean?
away and let
Like,
them live with that. 'Cause
Okay,
that's hilarious.
All right. 'Cause-
So, but real quick. So back to what they're asking about. Personal truths. This is just my summation of it. No, there is one truth. People don't get to choose their own truth.
Yeah.
But it's not everybody's job to correct the person. You have to be somebody that they care about. They have to be a believer.
yeah.
And they have to be somebody that they trust. Everybody else needs to just sit back and chill.
LIG.
You see what I'm saying?
Let it go.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Trust the local church.
Yeah.
Trust the people in their circle. It's
Yeah.
not everybody's job to hurl comments at everything that happens everywhere, right?
word.
As far as
Good word.
advice goes, you could
Yeah.
you could talk about it. You could bring it up as a topic of conversation to talk about generally.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that there's a lot of ICTs,
Yeah.
internet Christian thugs that
Yeah.
throw their advice at everything that happens in
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
And it's not always the best way to handle it because that
Y'all
person
are
doesn't
killing
care
the
about
John
you.
the Baptist right now. The
Hey,
modern
that's all
day
I'm
John the
saying.
Good
Baptist.
word, man. That's what's
So,
happening.
so you're saying that right now, as a Christian community, we've been handling this wrong.
A lot
Yes.
of
Like whatever the
people-
big news has been, we've been handling most news wrong.
I mean, it's not just news. It's just it could be even like for a fact. He already said it. The Caitlyn Jenners, the such and suches. We're not even supposed to judge them. I mean, it says that directly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
'Cause
for
they're
us.
not- yeah,
That's
yeah.
not our
They're not
business.
with
But
us.
brother, the sister, the
right.
sister.
So that's
yeah.
out of the question. Period.
Yeah.
Now the people inside the church, I feel like what the Bible is saying is they should be somebody in your circle of influence. I
Yeah.
think sometimes we get frustrated because the people we want to be in our circle of influence
Right.
aren't. So we just let it out anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's not helpful. It's not going to help anybody if you don't have a personal connection with that person. They're not really in your local body, your family. So I just think that's where the personal truth comes in. Yeah, they people may be wrong about whatever personal truth they decide to have, but it's not everybody's job to do the correcting. The God ordained people in their lives to do that for them. You see what I'm saying?
I get you. I'm just trying to figure out because I think the thing is like where do we as believers, even if you see a believer going down the path that you went down before, and you like, yo, this is not going to turn out good for that. And I'm going to know
the first thing to do is try to establish a connection first.
Right, a relationship.
Hey, bro, I just want to talk to you, man. I know what you're going through. I feel you. Holla at me if you want to talk.
Yeah.
You have to establish some sort of connection
I see
first.
what you're saying.
If I don't know you, I'm not listening to nothing you're telling me.
But even if it's the truth,
yes.
Yeah.
why?
Because I don't know you.
Yeah. It's an
And I don't care about
rejection.
your truth.
Yeah. It's an immediate rejection.
As a Christian, like 1-on-1?
Nah, straight up.
I don't
care
even know
about
if
your
you're a
truth.
Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to
That's
know.
hard,
There's got to
Jay.
be people. I know Ryan is. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
No,
about the
I'm just
person
talking
in
about
that
in general.
situation.
No,
If you're a
I'm talking
stranger,
about in general.
If
If we
you
at
want
a
to say.
church,
if you're a stranger, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. But I don't know everybody is that says they're a Christian. I'm taking advice from people I trust. I'm not taking advice from randos on the internet.
no, I'm talking about the internet. I'm talking about like, and you in a church body, and somebody you don't know come up to you and just be like, bro.
But if they're in my church body, that I chose that church, so I'm deciding that the people in this church, they have free access to me.
But you're not going to listen
decided
day
that.
one.
Nah,
Maybe
nah.
not.
Those randos
not.
feel empowered because most of the time in these situations, those randos feel like their money has been supporting your ministry, right? They feel like they've been listening to you and spreading your word everywhere they could possibly go, right? So now they feel like there's some type of connection between you and them. Maybe they met you at a show. Maybe they feel some type of connection to you, and because they've supported you for so long, when they see you going left or one way, off course, they feel like they have at least some type of stock in you where they can say, hey, this is what I feel about you.
And that's a whole nother conversation about idolization, period.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about personal truths. Yes, there is a truth.
Yeah.
We're not, as a Christian, we should never give that up.
Right.
There is a truth. You don't get to decide your truth.
Right.
But also, it's not everybody's job to correct everybody else's truth.
Right.
True.
It's not everybody's job.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. Anyway, let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tan, and DJ Jeremiah. Let go!
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's up.
Team Freedom.
Yeah.
We not through yet.
All right.
Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.